We spend our youth running, not realizing our legs are writing the story of our lives. But when the pages turn to winter, we fear the story is over. It is not. The greatest chapter is unwritten, but you must be able to stand to read it. Do not click away. The secret to how you'll turn that page is waiting at the very end. Foundational strength. There is a conversation that the body has with the soul, a quiet murmur that begins in the cradle and only grows more profound with the turning of the seasons. In the springtime of our lives, it is a song of boundless energy, a rhythm of hurried feet and skinned knees, a testament to the beautiful foolishness of youth that believes itself immortal. The legs are the drumbeat of that song. They carry us toward adventure and away from sorrow. They dance, they leap, they run simply for the joy of the motion. We do not think of them. They are merely there, a given, like the sun in the morning or the moon at night. We take for granted their tireless strength, their unwavering support. But as the seasons turn and the vibrant summer of our prime gives way to the golden, reflective autumn, the conversation changes. The murmur becomes more insistent, more nuanced. It speaks of a different kind of strength, not the explosive power of a sprinter, but the enduring resilience of an old oak tree, its roots dug deep into the earth. This is the season where we begin to truly listen. We have to. The body, this sacred vessel that has carried our spirit through every storm and every celebration, begins to ask for a different kind of attention, a more deliberate and tender care. It is a call not to surrender, but to a deeper understanding, to a wisdom that knows that true strength is not about defying age, but about embracing its lessons with grace and intention. And nowhere is this conversation more poignant than in our legs. They are the pillars of our temple. They are the foundation upon which the house of our being stands. When they begin to feel unsteady, when the simple act of rising from a chair becomes a negotiation, or a walk to the mailbox feels like a journey, it is easy to feel a sense of betrayal. It is easy for a shadow of fear to fall upon the spirit, a fear of losing independence, of becoming a spectator in a life we once led with such vigor. We may feel that the story is concluding, that the vibrant ink of our life's narrative is beginning to run dry. But that, my dear, is a profound misunderstanding of the season you are in. It is not an ending. It is an invitation. It is an invitation to become the conscious architect of your own well-being, to understand that the body, like any magnificent structure, requires maintenance. It requires the right materials. It requires a loving hand to tend to its foundations, to reinforce its beams, to ensure that it can continue to stand tall and proud against the winds of time. This is not about a frantic search for a fountain of youth. That is a fool's errand. It is about discovering the fountain of wisdom that resides within you, the wisdom that understands that nourishment is the highest form of respect you can pay to the body that has served you so faithfully. The strength we seek in our later years is built not from frantic effort, but from quiet, consistent, loving acts of self-preservation. It is a strength that is calm, assured, and deeply rooted. This journey we are on is not a sprint. It has revealed itself to be a marathon of incredible endurance. And in this final, most meaningful stretch, we must provide our bodies with the essential nourishment they crave. It is not about vanity. It is about dignity. It is about the freedom to move through your own home with confidence, to bend down and speak to a grandchild, to walk in a garden and feel the earth beneath your feet, to stand at your window and watch the sunrise, knowing you have the power to walk toward it. This is the strength that matters. It is the strength that allows the soul to continue its dance, even if the tempo has softened. We are going to speak of the very mortar for these pillars, the very essence of this foundational strength, sunshine within. Let us speak of the sun. Think for a moment of how it feels on your skin after a long, cold winter. It is more than just warmth. It is a kind of awakening. It is a gentle hand that seems to reach past the surface and touch something deep within your spirit. It chases away the shadows, not just from the corners of a room, but from the corners of the soul. There is a reason we turn our faces to the light. It is an instinct as old as life itself. That light, that incredible life-giving energy, bestows a gift upon us that is so crucial, so fundamental to our very structure, that we cannot thrive without it. This gift is a vitamin, but to call it merely that feels too clinical, too small for its majestic role. Let us call it what it is: bottled sunshine. It is vitamin D. This is the first secret to reclaiming the power in your legs. It is the master key that unlocks the door to strength. You see, the body can be given all the right building materials, all the finest elements to construct a mighty frame, but without the foreman to direct the work, the materials lie dormant, unused. Vitamin D is that wise foreman. It orchestrates one of the most vital processes for the strength of our limbs. It speaks to our intestines and it tells them, pay attention. Absorb the calcium from the food we are blessed to eat. Do not let it pass by. Without that command, without that clear instruction, the calcium, which is the very brick and mortar of our bones, can be lost to us. And its work does not stop there. This sunshine vitamin then travels to the bones themselves, those silent, steadfast supporters of our entire existence. It signals to them to drink deeply of that calcium, to integrate it into their very matrix, making them dense and resilient. A bone without adequate vitamin D is like a piece of chalk, brittle, fragile, and prone to breaking under the slightest pressure. But a bone nourished by this essential light becomes like a piece of strong coral, intricate and incredibly tough, able to withstand the pressures of a life fully lived. When we speak of stronger legs, we must first speak of stronger bones, for the muscles need a firm anchor. But the miracle of this vitamin extends even further into the muscles themselves. The muscles that wrap around our bones, the very engines that allow us to rise, to walk, to balance, they too listen for the message of vitamin D. It helps them to contract properly, to maintain their tone and their power. A deficiency of this light can lead to a profound and often mysterious weakness in the muscles, an ache and a feeling of heaviness that can be mistaken for simple old age. It is not. It is a hunger. It is the body crying out for the nourishment of the sun. It is a deep-seated fatigue that no amount of rest can seem to cure, because it is not the rest of sleep it craves, but the rest that comes from being wholly and properly nourished. So how do we invite this sunshine back into our lives? The most natural way, of course, is a gift from the heavens. Allowing the morning or late afternoon sun to touch your arms and your face for just 15 minutes a day can be a powerful act of healing. It is a silent communion with the source of all energy. But we know that life is not always so simple. Perhaps you live in a place where the sun hides its face for many months. Perhaps your skin has grown more delicate with the years, or other health concerns keep you indoors. In these seasons of life, we must not be afraid to accept a helping hand. A good quality vitamin D supplement is not a crutch, it is a bridge. It is a way of capturing the essence of that sunlight and bringing it into the temple of your body, ensuring that the work of building and maintaining strength can continue uninterrupted regardless of the weather outside. Earthly foundation. Now let us turn our attention from the sky to the earth. If vitamin D is the divine light, the heavenly messenger that awakens our potential, then calcium is the very earth itself. It is the soil, the rock, the substance from which we are built. It is the second great secret to legs that will carry you with confidence and grace. It is the mineral of our structure, the tangible, physical reality of our strength. It is humble, it is quiet, but without it, we are nothing more than formless spirit. We would collapse. Our bones, my dear, are the most profound record of our lives, and calcium is the ink with which that record is written. Think of the great cathedrals of old, soaring toward the heavens, built of stone and mortar. They have stood for centuries, weathering storms and the relentless march of time. Your body, this incredible cathedral that houses your soul, is no different. Your bones are its stone walls and flying buttresses, and calcium is the very stone. It provides the compressive strength, the rigidity, the unyielding framework that allows you to stand tall against the pull of gravity. Every single day, your body is in a constant state of renovation. Old bone is gently cleared away, and new bone is laid down in its place. This is a miracle of renewal. But for this sacred work to continue, the builders must have an ample supply of stone. When we are young, our bodies are voracious builders. We build a bone bank, storing away calcium with an incredible efficiency, creating a skeleton that will serve us for a lifetime. But as we age, the process shifts. We begin to make more withdrawals from that bank than we do deposits. If the account is not replenished, if the supply of new stone runs low, the body, in its infinite wisdom and desperate need, will begin to borrow. It will take calcium from the bones themselves to fund other critical operations, for calcium is also needed for the beating of your heart and the firing of your nerves. And so, the very framework of our being can become porous, light, and fragile. This is the quiet thief that can steal our mobility. This is why a conscious and deliberate intake of calcium becomes not just a suggestion, but a profound act of self-love in our later years. It is a way of honoring the temple. It is telling your body, I will not let you crumble. I will provide you with the materials you need to remain strong. This is about more than just drinking milk. The earth has provided us with a bounty of sources for this essential mineral. Dark leafy greens like kale and collard greens are filled with it. So are certain kinds of fish, like sardines and salmon, where you eat the tiny, soft bones. Almonds, beans, seeds, they are all packed with this foundational element. To eat these foods is to consciously rebuild yourself from the ground up. And yes, for many of us, a supplement may be a necessary and wise partner in this endeavor. Life is busy and appetites can change. A calcium supplement taken with the guidance of a trusted health professional can ensure that your daily deposits into that bone bank are consistent and sufficient. But remember the lesson of the sunshine vitamin. Calcium cannot do its job alone. It is a dancer that needs a partner. It needs vitamin D to lead it onto the dance floor of the bones. They work in a beautiful, inseparable harmony. To take one without the other is like trying to build a stone wall with no mortar to hold the stones in place. It is a partnership, a synergy, a dance of elements that creates the enduring strength we seek. To care for your bones is to care for your freedom. Quiet conductor. We have spoken of the sun and the earth, the light and the stone. We have spoken of the foreman and the building blocks. But there is a third element, a presence that is often overlooked, a quiet, subtle force that is as essential as the other two. If vitamin D is the foreman and calcium is the stone, then our third secret, magnesium, is the electricity that powers the entire construction site. It is the spark. It is the silent, unassuming conductor of the body's grand orchestra, ensuring that hundreds of different operations proceed with rhythm and grace. For legs that feel not only strong but also alive and responsive, magnesium is the unsung hero. Imagine an orchestra. You have the powerful brass section of the bones and the sweeping strings of the muscles. But without a conductor, there is no music, only noise. Magnesium is that conductor. It is involved in over 300 biochemical reactions in your body. 300. It is a staggering number. It helps to regulate the symphony of life. When it comes to our legs, its role is profoundly intimate. It is the mineral of relaxation. While calcium helps our muscles to contract, to tighten, and create movement, magnesium is what allows them to release, to relax, to let go. Think about that for a moment. A muscle that cannot relax is a muscle in a state of chronic, painful tension. It becomes a cramp. It becomes a spasm. It becomes that restless, twitching feeling in your legs at night that can rob you of precious sleep. So many people suffer from these afflictions, believing them to be an inevitable part of aging, but so often it is a simple cry from the body for this quiet conductor. It is the muscles saying, "We cannot find our peace, we have forgotten how to let go." Providing your body with adequate magnesium is like giving your muscles a deep collective sigh of relief. It allows for the natural, beautiful rhythm of contraction and release that is the very definition of graceful movement. But its role as the conductor does not end there. Remember our friend vitamin D? Magnesium is required to convert vitamin D into its active form, the form that can actually go out and do its job as the foreman. Without sufficient magnesium, the vitamin D you take from the sun or from a supplement may just sit there, unable to fulfill its destiny. It is the spark that ignites the sunshine vitamin. Furthermore, magnesium also helps to transport calcium across cell membranes, guiding it to where it needs to go, into the bones. and helping to keep it from depositing in soft tissues where it doesn't belong. It is the wise traffic cop of the mineral world, ensuring smooth and orderly flow. This quiet hero is also fundamental to the creation of energy in your body. Every single cell contains tiny power plants called mitochondria, and magnesium is essential for them to produce the energy molecule, ATP. This is the very fuel of life. A feeling of deep, persistent fatigue, a weariness that settles into your limbs and makes every step feel like a monumental effort, can often be traced back to a need for this essential spark. It is not just about muscle strength, but about cellular energy. It is the difference between feeling like an old, sputtering engine and a smoothly running, well-oiled machine. It brings a vitality that you feel not just in your legs, but throughout your entire being. Finding this mineral is a joy. It is abundant in the most wonderful foods. Dark chocolate, avocados, nuts, legumes, and whole grains are all rich sources. To eat these foods is to directly fuel the spark of your own life. Yet, because of modern soil depletion and dietary habits, many of us do not get enough. A good magnesium supplement, particularly forms like magnesium glycinate, which are gentle on the system, can be a revelation. It is the final piece of this powerful trio, the quiet force that allows the sun and the earth to work their magic in perfect harmony, creating a foundation that is not just strong, but supple, relaxed, and truly alive. Synergistic dance? We have spoken of these three magnificent elements as if they were individuals, each with their own distinct personality and purpose. We have called one the sun, one the earth, and one the spark. And while this helps us to understand their unique contributions, the most profound truth, the one that holds the deepest power, is that they do not work in isolation. They are not solo artists. They are a family. They are a community. They exist in a state of constant, beautiful, and intricate relationship. Their true magic is unlocked only in their togetherness. This is the synergistic dance of life. Think of it like braiding a rope. A single strand is fragile. It can be snapped with little effort. A second strand adds some strength, but it is still vulnerable. But when you take 3 strands and weave them together, intertwining them in a precise and loving pattern, you create something exponentially stronger than the sum of its parts. The braided rope is resilient. It can bear weight. It can pull you up from a low place. Vitamin D, calcium, and magnesium are the 3 strands of the rope of your physical strength. You must braid them together within your body for them to serve you best. We have seen how vitamin D acts as the gatekeeper for calcium, commanding the body to absorb it, but the dance is more complex than that. Magnesium, our quiet conductor, is the one who activates the vitamin D, transforming it into its usable form. So, you see, without magnesium, vitamin D cannot properly do its job of managing calcium. They are a trio, and the first depends on the third to help the second. It is a beautiful circle of codependence, a system of checks and balances created by nature to ensure health and stability. Furthermore, calcium and magnesium exist in a state of delicate balance. They are like 2 children on a seesaw. Calcium, as we have said, is the mineral of contraction. It tenses the muscle. Magnesium is the mineral of relaxation. It releases the muscle. For a muscle to function with fluid grace, there must be a perfect equilibrium between these 2 forces. Too much calcium without enough magnesium can lead to a state of constant tension, cramps, and stiffness. It is like the seesaw getting stuck with one child high in the air and the other stuck on the ground. The system is locked. A healthy intake of both ensures the seesaw can move up and down smoothly and rhythmically, creating the fluid power we desire in our legs. This dance extends to our very bones. We need calcium to build the bone structure, but we need magnesium to help form the bone crystals and to regulate the hormones that govern bone health. Without magnesium, the calcium cannot be properly integrated. It can even end up in the wrong places, depositing in arteries or joints where it can cause harm. Magnesium is the gentle shepherd that guides the flock of calcium particles into the proper pasture of the bones. It ensures order and harmony within the internal landscape of our bodies. So when you think about nourishing your body for strength, I urge you not to think in terms of single ingredients. Do not become hyper-focused on just one of these elements. The body does not work like that. It is a holistic system, a grand interconnected web of relationships. The strength you seek in your legs is a reflection of the harmony you create within your entire being. To focus on one vitamin is like tending to only one instrument in an orchestra and expecting a symphony. You must tend to the entire string section, the woodwinds, the brass, and the percussion. You must honor the conductor. You must see them all as one beautiful, collaborative whole. This understanding is, in itself, a form of wisdom. It moves us away from a fragmented, mechanical view of the body and toward a more reverent, integrated one. It teaches us to see the profound and intricate dance of life that is happening within us at every single moment. When you choose your foods, when you consider your supplements, think of this braided rope. Think of this family. Are you providing for all of them? Are you fostering their community? Because when you do, you are not just building stronger legs, you are weaving a tapestry of holistic health that will support you in body and in spirit for all the beautiful years to come. Nourishing spirit. It would be a disservice, my dear, a profound oversight if we were to speak only of minerals and vitamins, of pills and powders, and not speak of the spirit in which they are taken. For the body is not a machine, and nourishment is not merely a chemical equation. The most potent ingredient of all, the one that amplifies the effects of everything else, is the intention and the love with which you care for yourself. The act of nourishing your body is, at its heart, an act of nourishing your spirit. The two are inextricably linked. You cannot tend to one without affecting the other. A pill taken in resentment with a feeling of frustrated obligation will never have the same power as a meal prepared with a loving hand and eaten with a sense of gratitude. The vitamins we have discussed are crucial tools, yes, but they are tools in the service of a much grander project, the honoring of your life. When you make a conscious choice to eat a meal rich in these nutrients, you are doing more than just feeding your cells. You are sending a powerful message to every fiber of your being. You are saying, you are worthy of care. You are deserving of health. Your presence on this earth is valuable, and I will tend to the vessel that carries you. This message, this affirmation, is a form of medicine all its own. True, lasting strength is not built in a day, and it is not built on supplements alone. It is built on a foundation of daily rituals, of small, consistent acts of love. It is the decision to go for a gentle walk, not as a chore, but as an opportunity to feel the air on your skin and the ground beneath your feet. It is the choice to stretch your limbs in the morning, not with a groan of effort, but with a silent thank you to your body for the movement it still affords you. It is the act of drinking a glass of water, and as you do, imagining it cleansing and hydrating every cell. These are not trivial things. They are the very fabric of a well-lived, well-cared-for life. Food itself is a carrier of energy, not just calories. The vibrant green of spinach, the deep red of a beet, the bright orange of a sweet potato, these are the colors of life. When you prepare them, do so with a sense of reverence. Acknowledge the journey the food has taken from the earth to your table. Give thanks for the nourishment it provides. This consciousness transforms the act of eating from a mere biological necessity into a sacred ritual, and the body in its infinite wisdom responds to this reverence. It receives the nutrients not as foreign invaders, but as welcome guests, as cherished members of its own community. And please do not forget the nourishment that comes from joy. Laughter is a medicine that strengthens the heart and lightens the load on the soul. A conversation with a dear friend can be more restorative than an hour of sleep. Listening to music that makes your spirit want to dance is a form of movement, even if you are sitting in a chair. Do not underestimate the power of these things to heal and to strengthen you from the inside out. A life filled with joy creates a body that is more resilient, more receptive to healing, more aligned with the vibrant, pulsing energy of the universe. Stress and sorrow can deplete our physical reserves just as surely as a poor diet. Joy and peace can replenish them. So as you embark on this journey to build a stronger foundation, to reclaim the power in your legs, I implore you to do so with a spirit of gentleness and profound self-love. Banish the voice of criticism that tells you what you should be doing. Instead, invite the voice of a loving friend who asks, "My dear, what would feel most nourishing to you right now?" Sometimes the answer will be a salad, sometimes it will be a walk, and sometimes it will be to simply sit in a comfortable chair and rest. Listen to the wisdom of your own body. It knows what it needs. Your job is not to command it, but to partner with it, to listen to its whispers, and to respond with love. That is the ultimate secret to a strength that endures. Standing tall. And so we arrive at the heart of the matter. We have journeyed through the cosmos and the earth. We have met the foreman, the stone, and the spark. We have braided them together into a rope of understanding. But why? For what purpose do we seek this strength? The answer is as simple and as profound as life itself. We seek it not to defy the passage of time, but to inhabit it fully. We seek it for the quiet dignity of standing tall. To stand tall is not an act of pride or arrogance. It is an act of presence. It is the ability to meet the world eye to eye. It is the physical manifestation of a spirit that refuses to be diminished, a soul that insists on occupying its own sacred space. When your legs are strong, you are not just preventing a fall, you are claiming your place in the world. You are declaring that you are still here, still a participant, still a force of love and wisdom to be reckoned with. You are a living library, and to stand tall is to keep the doors of that library open to the world. This strength allows you to continue to serve in whatever way your heart calls you to. It may be the strength to kneel down and tend to your garden, coaxing life from the soil. It may be the strength to stand at a stove and cook a meal for someone you love, pouring your affection into the food you prepare. It may be the strength to walk to a place of worship, to a community meeting, or to a voting booth. It is the strength to show up. And in a world that so often asks us to be quiet and step aside as we age, the simple act of showing up is a revolutionary one.